So what exactly is a matrix? A matrix is a two-dimensional object whose values have exactly the same data type. So a matrix is not going to have one dimension, it's not going to have three or more dimensions. A matrix specifically is going to have two dimensions, and additionally, every single value in the matrix has to have the same data type. So in R, we can have numeric, character, or logical matrices, but only one of those data types can exist at a time in a matrix. So we can't mix numeric and characters or numeric and logical values. It has to be one or the other. Let's say we wanted to denote a matrix A with m rows and n columns. And if it has m rows and n columns, we say it's an m by n matrix. We denote that matrix A using the following notation. So you can see we have these braces here, these square brackets, these square braces that indicate the left side and the right side of the matrix. And then the elements of the matrix A are A11, A12, up to A1n. So this first position right here indicates the row that the value is in, and the second value after the comma indicates the column the value is in. So this right here, this row is row 1, this is row 2, this is row M, and this is column 1, column 2, up to column N. And we use these little dots to indicate that we have a similar pattern occurring in that particular section here. So after A21, we're going to have A31, A41, all the way down to AM1. So A2n, with this notation right here, is going to be the element of A that's in row 2, column N of the matrix. More generally, Aij will denote the element in row I and column J of our matrix A. In some ways, a vector is just a special kind of matrix. So a column vector is going to be a matrix with a single column, and a row vector is a matrix with a single row. And oftentimes, in contrast to the previous notation where we had a capital Phoenician letter A to denote our matrix, we often represent vectors using bold lowercase letters such as A or B. But we can simplify this further to just A or B without using the bolds if we don't want to. We often use bold to indicate that this particular object has more than one element, to distinguish it from a scalar value, which is a single number. But it really just depends on what context you're in. We're going to be consistent in this chapter, and we're going to use bold when we're talking about a matrix or a vector that has multiple elements, but other books and resources may have a different notation. So if we want to construct a p by 1 column vector A, we can write it in the following way. So we can use these square brackets here, and we have A1, comma, A2, comma, dot, 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 comma, AP, which when we write it in matrix notation turns into this form right here. So you can see it's a single column, it has P rows, and we have A1, A2 down to AP. We don't need to indicate the column number here in this case simply because there's only one column, so it's kind of useless. And so the 1, 2, etc. really just indicates the specific element or the specific location of the value in the matrix. And anytime that we talk about a vector in this chapter, it's going to be assumed to be a column vector unless otherwise indicated. So even though this sort of looks like a row, this is the notation we're going to use to create a column vector unless I indicate otherwise.